And I am sure some of you are wondering who in the right mind would not be happy about being. I would have sat on clouds and idealized a version of When I posted my previous week vlog, I got a comment from my friend where she said, "What a week, so productive." And I was not really happy about receiving that comment because I was trying so hard to not be productive. And I am sure some of you are wondering who in the right mind would not be happy about being productive. That's me. I am not happy about being productive. If you got that question in your mind, this video is the right video for you. And before we go in, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna make this video in English because few people have asked me to make the video in English and some even got mad at me for not adding the subtitles. So I'm trying this as an experiment. If by any case I use some Tamil words, I'll make sure to give a subtitle here. And this time, while the video gets published, the subtitle will be on. So first things first, I was also someone who wanted my life to be productive, my day to be productive, my week to be productive. Even the times I allocate for some tasks, I wanted it to be crystal clear. I was one kind of person few years and even few months back. During those times, if someone said I was so productive, I'm inspired by you being productive, I would have sat on clouds and I'll be flying in clouds. But right now, the person I'm sitting here, she's not much into productivity. She's not a big fan of even the productivity trend and all things that we try to do in the name of productivity. No, not a fan of that. So let's go back to the time when I was very, very productive. I think it will be 3 years back in 2021. That was the first time when I left my corporate job and I was trying so hard to find what kind of career would be good for me. The first job or the first skill I had in my mind so that I can monetize is that my writing skills, because I have been writing since 2017. Though I was poetry writing previously, I wanted to try this content writing field. Yeah, that was the field I chose. Once I confirmed writing would be the thing that I'll be focusing on for next year, I went for the next thing for me to be clear about what kind of writing should I do, what niche should I write in, what kind of strategy should I follow for writing. All these things I was learning constantly, and this was the time I felt more pressure to be productive because everyone around me were coming up with some kind of strategies, coming up with some kind of ideas, some kind of wins. Like the content writers I was connecting with, they were easily getting connected with their potential clients and getting a lot of retainer clients and testimonials, and they were tremendously improving their writing skills. I was so pressured to write so beautifully that I'll get a client by next month. That's how I was fixed in my mind, and that made me to run behind something. From what I see now, I don't know what I was running behind, but I was running behind something. I don't remember. But that was the time when everyone were achieving some kind of things, even if it is small goals. They were achieving some things and I felt like I'm falling way more behind, and that made me to like push, pull and do all sorts of things so that I can at least figure out. I think those were the times during the early 2021s where the time the COVID pandemic was at peak and everyone were working in the ESCOM. A lot of side hustles were coming up and I was also doing my side hustle as a main hustle. So that ingrained a productivity culture within my peers and also within me. That was the first time I felt the need to be productive. And note this point, it was not because I wanted to figure out soon, but it was because everyone were figuring out and I was not figuring it out. So just like I allot specific time for every task, I started allocating specific times for all the daily tasks I have, from refreshing, from eating and doing all the necessary daily stuffs to survive. I also started allocating times for that, and I remember there was a routine I was following. This is not at all healthy, this is not at all recommended. So the thing is, I would wake up by 6 or 7, I would start writing. I was having small kind of clients here and there. Even though I was having only small clients, I was vigorously researching about how I could write. I was trying to improve myself. That's when I discovered the blockchain industry. I was trying to learn a lot about blockchain industry. So I was somehow doing some kind of things. I'll be either writing for me or for my clients, or I'll be learning for me. The moment I wake up, I'll start doing my works. I'll just take a small break, 1 hour to 2 hour break, go back, refresh myself, I'll have my breakfast, and then I'll sit Honestly, the moment I sit to work after my breakfast or after my lunch or after my dinner, I'll not work. I'll not have any energy to work because my eating habits were also not healthy. So even though I knew I'm not gonna work with the right mindset, I would force me to sit and do something. Even the minimal tasks that require minimal concentration, I would force myself to do at least that. That's how culture of productivity ingrained in me. And all these things that I was saying, if you have clearly noted that, it was all because of the external influences I was having inside me, and it was all because of the external thing that I thought will fulfill me. So that's how the habit of productivity came into me. We can say I forced myself, and that continued for years, I guess. And one pattern I noticed while I was in this productivity cycle is that it went for like 3 years, and I noticed that for all the months in these 3 years. So that thing is, I'll have this time of like overhyped time where I'll be working super, where I'll be working very nicely, where I feel like I have achieved a lot, and there will be few months I'll be like, no, nothing is working out. I feel like I'm burning out myself. I don't want to do anything. I don't want any clients. I'm not gonna pitch myself. I'm not gonna be active on any social media. I'm not gonna write. That's another cycle I'll be having. And once this gets settled down, I'll take another hype where I'll be doing all the projects. I'll overpromise everything. And the thing is, even though I overpromise, I force myself to do the things because I had good work ethic, that I would say. I don't want to make people wait for me. So even though I overpromise, I would somehow do some things. I'll lose my sleep, I'll do anything, and I'll give the things that I promised. After that phase continues for a few weeks or few months, I'll again come down to this phase where I'm like, no, I don't want to do anything. I just want to lie around or just sleep. That's how I was feeling. It was a constant repeated cycle. I don't know if it ended or not, but I'm trying to end it so that I can live a life without both these up and downs. And when these things were going on, somehow time also went along, and there was a point in 2023 where I felt like enough of this. I want to stop all this. I don't want to run behind something. I want to do the things that I love. Even though writing was the thing that I once loved, it became so professional for me when I changed writing from a creative thing to a professional or structured something which doesn't have a lot of freedom. That's where I lost my interest in writing. So that made me to quit being the startup person, being the content person, being the marketing person, whatever you want to call it. That made me quit. And I was like introspecting about what I want to do. I knew that I want to go into psychology, or which is like life coaching. So the moment I left the job and came back home, I had a lot of ideas in my mind. I wanted to be creative while also exploring life coaching, which I thought will free me from all the pressure I was having in my profession for years. But the mistake I did was like I started treating life coaching just as I was treating content writing. I was trying to put myself out there to do all the external things that will make people see me as a coach. And when I was constantly doing this for like months, I was like, what's the point of all this? I'm not even getting the results I want from this. Even if it is not the results part, even if it is not the money part, at least I should be fulfilled with what I do, right? Because I'm doing the thing that I love. At least I should be fulfilled, right? That was the question that I was seeking. And that's when I realized I was treating life coaching just as I treated my previous content writing profession, which is doing the external things and not the thing that comes from me authentically. In my content writing field, I didn't have any liberty to do the things that I want. Even though some people in content writing can bring that authenticity, I was not skilled enough. You can say that I was not skilled enough to bring that my creativity, my own authenticity to the idea of content creation. Though I bring my own set of strengths there, it was not enough for me to be authentic in that content writing field. But when it comes to life coaching, I knew I had a strength of like being more creative. I knew this is where my strength lies. I knew I somehow have influence over other people's the way I speak or something. A lot of people have said to me, and even I realized myself. That realization made me to introspect myself and see how I am not being my own authentic self. So what I decided was like, let's take a step back and see what do I truly need. Even though I was not fulfilled in the career part, I was also not fulfilled in the personal life as well. So I was trying to find answers for all the things combined. The moment I let go of the career part, I didn't quit. The disclaimer is I didn't quit. But the moment I let go of that career part, the pressure I have towards like, oh, I want to be a good coach, I want to get more clients easily, I want to coach more people. The moment I let go of all the things and the moment I started focusing on the things that I truly want, that's when I started seeking therapy. That's when I came out of this productivity cycle, because I gave permission for me to not be productive. And the moment I decided to not be productive, it was very freeing for me, because I felt like I put myself in a box and asked me to explore all the things in the box. ஒரு வட்டம் போட்டு ஒரு லிமிட் போட்டு அந்த லிமிட்டுக்குள்ளேயே எண்ணெய் போட்டு நீ இதுக்குள்ளே இருக்கிற எந்த ஃப்ரீடமை வேணாலும் நீ எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் பண்ணிக்கோன்னு சொல்கிற மாதிரி எனக்கு இருந்துச்சு. And when I took away that productivity need out of my mind, I have all the time in the universe to explore the whole world. The moment I experienced that, I knew productivity is not at all my type. Even though right now the habit of being productive is still ingrained in me, I'm still trying to let go of that. I'm still trying to not be productive. So when someone says that, oh, your day is productive, your week is productive, I'm like, no bro, I don't want that, which means that I'm doing something wrong. That's what I felt the moment I saw that comment. And if you're watching this, Bhavya, I'm not saying that your comment was not valuable. In fact, that made me to take this video, and I don't know if this video is being helpful or not. But the moment I took away that box I had in my imaginary head, the moment I took away that was the time I felt more freeing. And that's when I decided that I don't want to be productive, because the feeling of freedom was so big. I don't want to confine myself again in that box. And you know what? Once I took away that imaginary box around me, I started seeing lot of things or lot of mistakes that I was doing that I didn't think was even a mistake. You could say the first one was like believing that all the things the external people want you to have, that's the thing you want as well. That's the thing I want as well, because I believed that for so long. And that put me in this confining box again and again. I was putting even more confining box. So that's something you have to look into if you're feeling this similar kind of feeling. And the second thing was like, because I put myself in this confining box for so long, I forgot what I truly want. எனக்கு என்ன நிஜமாவே வேணுங்கிறதே நான் மறந்துட்டேன் அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி தான். That's what I was feeling. The moment I took out that box, when I had all that opportunity, I didn't know which one I should choose from, because I don't know if this is right or this is right or the option 3 is right. No, I don't know, because my brain was clouded for so long. So I took myself a lot of time to choose between those given options in front of me. And right now, as I'm saying this, I'm just realizing, if 3 years of being in that productivity cycle, if that has impacted me this much, if there are people who was in this cycle for so long, how disconnected would they feel with their self? I don't want to feel that anymore. I don't want to feel that. I don't want you to feel that as well. For some days, because of the freedom I had to choose all the things that I want, I was trying hands on all the things that I want. You know, that is liberating, because that made me feel like a child, without worrying about anything, without worrying about the career, without worrying about what I'll do the next day, without worrying about what are we eating tomorrow. No, nothing. I was not worrying about anything, but how I am being present in the moment, how that is making me feel free. Of course, there were a lot of times I didn't feel like I was not feeling present, and I was not even present as well. But the frequency of me feeling present, me feeling connected with who I am, that was increasing day by day. Right now, I'm kind of feeling like I'm starting to settle with all the things that I have, all the mindset that I have. And this time, I'm not putting another productivity box in my head, because I know how that productivity box in my head turned me into. And that productive way of dealing with the things, it didn't get me anywhere. So even though my destination of being a good coach to the clients I come across, even though that is same, I want to find another way to reach that. And this time it is not the predictive way. This time it is the very intuitive way, where one day if I feel like I want to be free, I'll be free. Where one day if I feel like I want to be productive, that time alone I'll put that productivity box and remove it as soon as it ends. I don't want to take that box everywhere. And that's how I came to know that I'm not chasing productivity anymore. Productivity didn't give anything that I want in my life. But this new way, I don't know what I should call this way as, but this new way, it is getting me somewhere. At least it is giving me the self-fulfillment that I've been searching for long years. And I hope this video gave you a gist about why you also should not focus on productivity every time. Being productive is okay, but being productive all the time 24/7, that is not okay. That is where healthy productivity turns into unhealthy productivity. And I realized the productive way is not my way. I am trying to find a new way. And if you also feel like the productive way is not working for you, maybe you should also find your own way. And if I find a new way soon, which is like clear cut, I'll also make a video about that as well. And I hope this video gave you some insights about why you should not always be productive. If you like this video and if you want to see more such talking videos and fun vlogs, please like and subscribe. Also, as I said, I spoke the whole video in English. There were sometimes I used Tamil. Let me know how this video was, and if you want me to continue speaking in English, or if you want me to use both the English and add the subtitles. Because there was a point in this video I felt like, why are you not being authentic? That's how I felt in some parts. So let me know in the comments on how I should proceed with the language in the future videos. I'll see you in another video soon. Bye. Next week. Soon is next week. Bye.